This is the end times, and I'm the end times watcher. Those who have ears to hear, let them hear, and those who have eyes to see, let them see. Sound the alarm!
Singing hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Revelations 20, verse 4. And I saw seats, and they who sat on them, and judgment was given unto them, and the souls of them that were beheaded for the testimony of Jesus Christ and for the word of God. Did you catch that word, beheaded? Who had not adored the beast, nor his image, nor received his character on their foreheads or in their hands. There was a time before COVID when everything in the normal day seemed normal. You had the sun shining bright in the sky, you had the birds flying, you had the bees out. The weather was warm, and people continued with their normal daily lives. Well, in that time frame, on a Sunday morning, I happened to go to Mass. And I went there, and I wouldn't say I was half absent-minded sitting there, but I was sitting there, listening to what they were saying and observing the readings and, just reflecting on my life, as I was there. Well, the Mass ended for the day, so I went home and didn't think about church the rest of the day. So I went to bed that night, and I fell into a deep sleep. And as I slept, I started having this dream. The dream starts with the backdrop of all of the family members of my grandma's side, my mom's mom. They were all gathered at my grandma's house. The whole thing about the situation that took me, why everybody was there, was that it had been the passing of my grandma. She's still alive at the making of this video. But we're all gathered there, and we're gathered as a family. And then all of a sudden I hear this loud knock on the door. And somebody amongst the family said, "Who is that knocking like that? That's a really rude knock. Go answer the door." So I went and opened the door, and as soon as I opened the door to what would have been the doorway to the hallway, because we were in the living room, I ended up seeing this soldier standing there, and he pointed a rifle right in my face, and he ordered everybody, "Get out of the house now." And I turned around to the family and said, "Hey, there's a soldier here at the door, and he's ordering everybody out. We better get out." So as we all single-filedly walked into the hallway, I remembered looking at the other rooms in my grandma's house. The room to the left, which would have been a bedroom, the door straight across would have been the bathroom, and then a little down the hall to the left would have been another bedroom, which the hallway ended in the kitchen. So as I looked towards what would have been those other rooms, I saw soldiers at those places too, but they appeared to be other houses that soldiers were pulling people out of. So the room to the left, they were pulling the inhabitants of that house out. The bathroom would have been another house, is how I saw it, and they were pulling the people out of that house. And bedroom a little further down the hall would have been another house, and they were pulling people out of that house, these soldiers with rifles. So we were all walking down, and as we were walking down the hallway towards what would have been the kitchen, the hallway turned into what would have been one of those military bunkers that you probably might have seen in those old World War II movies with the dimly lit light. Well, we were marching down that, and as we got down that hallway, I remembered it wasn't a hallway, it was a military bunker, but it was a military bunker's hallway. And as we got to the end where we would have went into the kitchen, what I happened to see was that as we turned right, we entered into a prison facility. And in that prison facility, I saw people lined up. It was a prison, so there was like 4 tiers. You would have the steps going up, and then there'd be a tier with people standing in line, and then there'd be another tier and another tier. There were 4 tiers all the way to the top of this prison that I was seeing in my dream. So I was pulled from the line, and as I was pulled from the line by an unseen force. It could have been my guardian angel. I'm not really sure. But I was pulled back to the back to observe what was happening. So I saw everybody lined up with soldiers pointing rifles at people so that nobody would get out of line. And as I saw the line go all the way up to the top, well, at the top of the line, where the line would have come to an end, there were 2 guillotines side by side. And I saw that the people were getting pulled from the line that they were in, and they were thrown onto the guillotine, and I could hear the blades of the guillotines falling. I could hear these blades just swoosh, swoosh. And as I saw the bodies being beheaded, I saw the bodies being disposed of at the same time into another room. It was like a movement. And after I saw the bodies being disposed into another room, I woke up from this horrible nightmare. And as I laid awake for the next 15 seconds, I could still hear the blades falling as I was lying awake in my bed. I was like, that's pretty strange. You don't hear dreams after you wake up, but I heard it. So I laid there and contemplated what the heck I was hearing. I was really scared when I woke up. And there, about after 15 seconds, I heard what the preacher had said at Mass the day before. They rang out clear as if you would have been talking to me face to face, and I would have heard you, mouth to ear. The word spoke out, live your life as if you would be convicted for being a Christian. That was the conclusion of the dream, but I was awake when I heard those words and the blades falling. So this is just to kind of give you an idea of what I had dreamed, and I think that this is coming. So I did some research on this whole topic, and I found some disturbing things that are going to lead up to that. And I'm going to give you the information that you're going to need to know so you can start praying, to God to protect you in this time frame that's coming, so that way you don't get caught unaware and freak out. But anyways, I'll give you the information as we get through it.